The Mets have a big hole to dig out of, down 6-1 as they come to bat in the 5th. The score in Cincinnati has remained the same. All the runs in the game scored in the 2nd inning. Pirates 4, Reds 2 as they go to the 8th. In Cleveland, the Guardians now lead the Tigers 5-2. That game's in the 8th. Starting Marte leads off against Michael Soroka and takes a fastball away. Ryan Stanek up in the Mets bullpen after Brazoban worked a solid 2 2/3, gave up just the one unearned run. Marte flied out to center his first time up. McNeil and Alvarez to follow at the bottom of the batting order. Soroka working his 2nd inning in relief. And Marte takes a fastball strike, 2-1. There's not a whole lot of time left to get this ocean liner turned around. Mets were 45-24 on June the 12th. Since then, they have one of the 5 worst records in baseball. Hit slowly to third, a foul ball, and that's with a 7-game winning streak thrown in there. I mean, you think about the fact that the Mets probably have the best 1-2 combination in their lineup in terms of offensive production that they've ever had in their history, with Soto and Alonso, and then Lindor and Nimmo also having tremendous years. That's hit up the middle by Marte, and he continues to hit late in the season. He's now had a hit in 10 straight games, and the Mets have a leadoff base runner in the 5th. I mean, it's hard to imagine this team falling short of an expanded postseason, but here we are.
And it tells you also what we saw early in the year, which was a cold offense, and the pitching kept them in games and gave them that lead. And that since then, the pitching has gone to the bottom of the barrel, and they haven't been able to hold them.
There's Jeff McNeil, lined out to center his first time up. And he takes a backdoor curveball that misses for ball 1. Still plenty of time in this game. Let's need to peck away. Marte at first, 7 steals on the year. Hard to steal down by 5 runs, though. And McNeil breaks his bat and bloops one, and Hoerner catches it, and Marte hustles back and barely keeps his foot on the bag. Hoerner had some designs on letting that ball drop depending on what Marte did. He's a very cagey player. Yeah, the Mets shot out to a great beginning, and then it's been like a roller coaster ever since. And the latest dip, 11 losses in their last 15 games. Here's Alvarez, who struck out his first time up. And he takes a curveball for a strike from Soroka. Cade Horton went the first 3, allowed a run on 2 hits, pulled after 29 pitches. Soroka working the middle of the game. Fires one outside, a ball and a strike. Alvarez, in 36 games since his recall from the minor leagues, came into the night with a .910 OPS, just completely turning his offensive season around. Alvarez lays off the curveball, 2-1. I don't know which part of his offensive progression is the best part, but his patience has been so noticeable.
It has. He's still young. Every once in a while he'll get anxious and chase, but it's been consistently better.
Chops this one to short, a chance for 2, but it skips by Swanson. And that might be the break the Mets need. Marte to third. Alvarez slides in safely at second. Dansby Swanson trying to come to that ball to give himself a chance for a double play, and it skipped right under his glove for an error. And the Mets have second and third and 1 out.
Seeing some usual plays out here. Dansby Swanson, one of the best shortstops in the league. Saw that ball kick up. Look, when it's first hit, you've got to make a do-or-die decision as an infielder, whether you're going to charge it or stay back. He made the decision to come in, had some topspin, and just beat him.
Tommy Hotovy, the pitching coach, out to talk to Soroka. And Counsell a little puzzled. Well, there's the other Rogers twin, Taylor, who was traded twice at the deadline, while his brother Tyler was only traded once. As Tyler put it, Mom had a day.
I've thought about the trade deadline a lot because of the guys that the Mets brought over. You could arguably say that Greg Soto has been the best, the most consistent. He's the only guy that had been with other organizations. The other guys, and I can relate to my first trade ever, and it's a different kind of feeling at times.
Team when you're traded for the first time.
For the first time.
Infield back, second and third, one out for Lindor, who homered to lead off the game, and he takes a curveball for a strike. And he lined out to center field in the third. It's a point well taken, although Rogers has certainly done well.
He has.
Didn't have a good 11th inning the other day, but he's been solid.
He came out of the chute a little bit shaky, and there's always an adjustment period. I think if you get traded, I just think that there may be a little easier level of adjustment when it's something you've gone through before.
I think we've definitely seen it with Mullins. He has struggled badly. Pulled on the ground toward the hole, but Horner shuffles over to get it and gets the out at first as Marte comes home to cut the Cubs lead to 6-2. So Lindor with his second RBI of the night, his 82nd of the year. So the Mets cash one run after the Swanson error. We'll see whether they can bring another one in with Juan Soto up, 2 out and a runner at third. Soto singled to right, grounded to first, 1 for 2. Takes a changeup up out of the strike zone for ball 1. Soto over his last 22 games a 1277 OPS. He has been on fire coming down the stretch. The Mets are going to need every bit of that and more over these last 6 games. Long ball right here, and Carlos Mendoza can manage very differently.
I think with Soto, the thing, look, I respected him as a hitter and as a player, but watching him day in and day out, he never deviates. Every at bat, he grinds out at bats, even if it's up 10, down 10. That's been the most impressive thing.
And he takes ball 4, and that puts 2 men on for Alonso. That's walk number 124 for Soto, now just 1 shy of John Olerud's club record. So now Alonso with a chance to get the Mets right back in this. He has flied out and taken a call third strike, 0 for 2. Alvarez at third, Soto at first with 2 down. He's second in the National League with 122 RBIs. Kyle Schwarber got to 130 tonight. And Pete drives one deep right field. Suzuki goes back and watches it off to the Ivy. In to score is Alvarez. Soto stops at third, and Alonso's going to have to hold it first. A bullet by Alonso. Needed a little more height to get it out. It goes as a long RBI single to cut the Cubs lead to 6-3.
That ball was absolutely hammered. That sinker coming in was what I was talking about earlier, staying with your hands inside the ball on the sinker. And Pete, as strong as anybody, drives that ball out to right. A matter of a couple of feet, that's a 3-run homer.
So the Mets cash a couple of runs after the Swanson error. They pulled to within 3. Cubs make a pitching change. We'll be right back to Wrigley Field. Pete Alonso smoking one off the bricks in right field for his 123rd RBI. And now Taylor Rogers, twin brother of Tyler, comes on to pitch to Brandon Nimmo with 2 out and runners at first and third. Mets gave up an unearned run in the bottom of the 4th. They've tallied 2 unearned runs after Swanson's error here in the 5th, and now Nimmo's at the plate as the tying run. And Brandon takes first pitch slider for a strike, 0-1. Taylor's a different animal than Tyler. Not the same arm angle by any means. They do have the same genetics, though.
That's drilled to deep right field. Suzuki going back into the well. That ball is out of here. Brandon Nimmo ties the game with a 3-run homer. That is the second time in a week that they brought in a lefty to face Nimmo, and he's hit a 3-run homer. He did it against the Padres, and now he does it against the Cubs, and the Mets have come from 5 runs down to tie it 6-6 in the 5th.
And now Vientos flies one out to left center, and Happ calls and catches, and that retires the side. The Mets score 5 unearned runs in the top of the 5th, capped by Brandon Nimmo's 3-run homer to get even.